WW7UHK, Jessica, monitoring.
KF7UHK, KF7UHK, are you there?
This is Jessica.
Your email, check your email. We have changed over our video for internet. Look for an email from Bob.
Certainly do that. Thank you.
Good evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the airways with fast scan television. We have a repeater located up on Cougar Mountain. We transmit on 70 centimeters. It's a cross-band repeater. It spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. To find out more about the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, please Google WW7ATS. Google the WW7ATS. That will take you to our homepage on the internet. There you'll see the exact frequencies we transmit and receive on, a little background on our organization, and also on that front page you will find a link that will take you to YouTube, where we stream our nets held Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. Also, we'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR's repeater 147.08 for our voice transmissions. And for this net, you need a tone of 103.5. That's a tone of 103.5 that will take you to Cougar Mountain for the repeater for WW7STR's repeater. So with that, I'll pause in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact before the net gets fully underway. Again, this is Dave, KD7CYM. Hearing none, welcome to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. Checked in so far to the net is Jessica, KF7UHK, Bob, K9PQ, Jim, N7QO, and myself, Dave, KD7CYM. Is there anybody else wishing to check into the net? So let's start it off with Jessica, KF7UHK.
It's a rainy spring afternoon. KF7UHK is what brings the lush evergreens to our state. 2 days ago, I would have told you, I think we're heading into summer, but boy, I was wrong. Today we had pouring down rain, pretty much rain all day, and so I could have seen that coming last night when I was driving buses up in Mount Vernon. So what's happening today? Sylvia's off at work, so I'll probably cut this short at about 8:30, 8:40 or so, something like that, so I can go make her dinner. And so that's what's happening up here. I took out the garbage, which is always an ordeal because we have a lot of little garbage cans and recycle and stuff to take out. So I went through and did that and did laundry. And those are the major things I did. A little shopping. Picked up some medicine from Bartell, what used to be Bartell, and I picked up some groceries. So that's it from here up in Everett. This is KF7UHK.
7UHK, thanks for that. Let's go to Bob, K9PQ in Bothell.
Well, good evening, guys. Well, Jessica, I don't know if we'll go much past 8:30 or 8:40 anyway, unless we get more people. We'll see. but it's good to see everyone on tonight. So yeah, as Dave mentioned, we're using Kit C tonight, and well, at least while Richard is recovering, and you know, we might continue. Who knows? So far, it's working well. I had another thing too. Oh, Richard, I have an update from Ron. Richard's doing really well. Hang on just a second. Bring it up so I could read it to you. He still has a couple of tubes draining, has a feeding tube, but he's breathing on his own. He's up and sitting and walking. So a lot of good progress there, and you know, of course, they're just keeping an eye on him still because it's so soon. But he's doing really, really well. I think that'll be good for the start. I'll just send it back, and we can make a quick circuit around. Back to Ned, K9PQ.
K9PQ, thanks for that. Let's go to Jam N7QO in Covington.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Good evening, everyone. Well, hi, y'all. And Jessica, it's good to hear you there. Don't see you just yet. Yeah, used to be Bartell. Oh boy, there was a Bartell close to our house, and it is now empty. It is deserted. And there was a Rite Aid close to our house, which is now empty, deserted. There's a Walgreens close by. The Rite Aid, I'm not sure which showed up first, Bartell's or the Rite Aid, but both of them are gone. The newest facility constructed was the Walgreens close to my house, and it is still here. They had a sign for a while by the Rite Aid that if you need prescriptions, go to Walgreens. I don't know. And if I remember correctly, was it Rite Aid who bought Bartell's? I think, yeah. And so I don't know exactly what happened. All I know is I miss both Bartell and Rite Aid. For some reason, they seem to have a larger selection than Walgreens. But I do think Walgreens did a better, a greater volume of prescriptions. So I don't know, maybe because of the hours they were open, some of the Walgreens were available for 24 hours a day. But yeah, sad. Anyway, thanks for reminding me of that, Jessica. Bob, thank you very much for the update on Dick. It's good to hear that he's making progress. They've got him up and walking. And by the way, thank you for the picture which you sent out a week ago or thereabouts. It's not good to see him lying there, but at least he was giving a thumbs up, so that counts for something. And yeah, he had good color, so that counts for something too. So let's see. Mostly what I did today is some work around the house. The weather was a little bit goofy today. I will, oh, looks like Wade is checking in. Hi, Wade. And so I'll give you an update on the weather situation around here a little bit later. But I spent a lot of the day inside the house doing paperwork, trying to get a few things accomplished that rather than going outside. Although I do need to do a lot of work outside. The weather just didn't let me do that, unless I worked in the rain, which I guess if I were paid to do yard work in the rain, I'd do yard work in the rain, but my wife's not paying the extra to go out in the rain, so the heck with the yard for today. Anyway, back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
Well, time for another ID. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. Well, here in Lake City, I got 51 degrees and overcast, and it's been off and on raining from sunshine to rain, then mostly rain to rain, then sometimes a little sunshine, and particularly right now, it's in a little bit of a drizzle that's happening here. But for me today was a beautiful day to be inside. I got domestic chores done. Then I was thinking, you know, with all this wet weather, I was trying to figure out for lunch something that'd be good with chili. So I got some chili and had that for lunch. It hit the spot with a little bit of overcast and rainy weather that was going on out there. But we were talking about prescriptions. I've got Kaiser as my healthcare provider, and I get my prescriptions through their online pharmacy. Well, last Sunday, I needed 2 prescriptions refilled. So I got on the internet and said I wanted 2 particular prescriptions filled. Didn't think anything of it. And then Tuesday, one of the prescriptions showed up. Generally, with Kaiser, as soon as they ship the prescriptions, you get an email saying your prescription has been shipped. So that was interesting, but I only got one of the 2 prescriptions, and so I was wondering, what happened? Well, I kind of waited and see what happened, and Friday I got the 2nd prescription, so I don't know what happened in the mail with the prescriptions coming through the mail, but they did eventually get here. But the interesting thing is the issuing doctor on both of the medications was different. So I don't know, maybe that was the problem. But anyway, I did get the medications, and it was what I had ordered, and it was a replacement that came in valued as it was. So that's what's happening here. This is Dave, KD7CYM. So let's move back up to Jessica, KF7UHK.
KF7UHK. Something I found at Bartell's Day was Snoqualmie Falls oatmeal. And it had been at your normal store, Safeway and Fred Meyer's, for a long time, and all of a sudden it disappeared. And I like it. I like it really a whole lot more than like your Quaker Oats, just because it seems like it's a little bit bigger flake, a little bit sweeter, and just really, really good. And it disappeared, and it disappeared for a long time. And it just popped up at Bartell's in a smaller bag, and probably a little more money. You know, shrinkflation hitting in the oatmeal department. But I bought 2 bags because I didn't want to run out too quickly. So that was kind of nice. You know, I went to, just last Saturday, I went to the dragon boat races down Lake Union. So that's where I was on Saturday. One of our friends who when we go camping or traveling a long ways, a lot of times this couple goes with us, and we all kind of go together. They've been to Belize twice with us. We've been to Hawaii 3 times with them. As our kind of traveling group likes to do it. But the wife does this dragon boat race. I think they're called the Flying Dragons of this particular boat, and there's about 10 people on these dragon boats, along with someone who's drumming in the front and someone who's steering in the back. So I took my Sony XD70 cam down and got some just really great footage down from the south end of Lake Union. And it's really fun because you also see all the float planes come and go out of Kenmore Air at the south end of Lake Union. And everything coordinated really nicely. There was no emergencies. And it was just a beautiful day to do that. It felt like a summer day last Saturday. So eventually I'm going to have to show you guys that. because I think it's just the video turned out really good. It's just this Sony XD cam just gets really good pictures. It just really captures what it feels like by the lens. It's just great. That's it from here right now. KM7 UHK.
UHK, thanks for that. Let's go to Bob, K9PQ.
Right button to get to me. Yeah, Bartel and Rite Aid, excuse me. We have both right down near me, right across the street from each other at the major sort of shopping center intersection near me. And last I checked, they were both still open, but I can't imagine, with all the closing that are going on and being right across the street from each other, there's no way they can both last. So I'll give you an update on that when I find out. I haven't been down there in a while. Lately I've been going to Safeway instead, and they have their own drugstore, so I've actually used them a bit. But yeah, it's I guess kind of a sign of the times. It's weird. Rite Aid bought Bartel, and then they got into financial trouble, and so they're even closing Rite Aids. And like Tim found, they should close both of them near him. I mean, what's the sense in that? But, oh well, that's the way it is sometimes. So I feel like I have a little bit of a Goldilocks and the Three Bears situation here, because here it's cold and too cold and rainy. In the northeast where my brother lives, it's going to be a heat dome and far too hot. And then my other brother, Don, is in the Goldilocks zone in Hawaii, and he's enjoying beautiful, beautiful weather. So I think we all need to go there. Okay, I'll send it back, K9PQ.
K9PQ. And let's see, Wade was with us for a while. Let's see if he's still there. W7ITL.
He said he's having an early Father's Day with family, so he's not going to be on the net. He was just checking in. K9PQ.
Thanks for that. Well, let's go to Jim, N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Yeah, I saw that. Thanks for mentioning that, Bob. Well, Goldilocks zone. Yeah, that's, I'll tell you what, the weather in Phoenix, where Dick is, it's got to be, oh my God, hot. Talking about Hawaii, yeah, that sounds like it would be really nice right now. And let's see, Jessica, you were saying Snoqualmie Falls oatmeal. I have not tried that. My wife and I get this, they're little individual serving cups. I don't know, I'd have to look at it, 8-ounce cups or whatever. About the size of a coffee cup, maybe slightly larger. And I think it's called Bob's Red Mill oatmeal. And what's really good about those is all you have to do is fill it with up to the line inside with hot water and stir it and let it sit for a minute or so, and there it is. It's ready to eat, and seems like just the right amount. And let's see. Yeah, we had some problems obtaining things. In fact, that particular oatmeal was available at Bartel and Safeway, and it used to be Fred Meyer as well, but now it's only available at Safeway. Well, it might still be at Bartel's, but there's no Bartel's by me anymore. So, but Fred Meyer's used to have it, but they don't anymore. I don't know why, but they stopped it like probably about a year ago. So my wife is bummed about that. because some things we have to, we prefer doing all of our shopping in one store, and we don't really care which one it is, but now there are some products which are available exclusively at Fred Meyer's and others exclusively at Safeway. So, that's the way it goes. And once again, we miss Bartell. Oh well. Dragon boats. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Jessica. I saw some video of that on television. That's really cool. We are looking forward to seeing your video on that. And we've got the camera there, so hello. Let's see, so back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
7QO, and my eyes are not deceiving me. We have Richard online. Let's see if we can. It seemed to have dropped out again. For a while, his ID was on, but it's now disappeared. So I don't know. Richard, if you're out there, say hello. Knowing what happened there. So this is Dave, KD7CYM, in wonderful Lake City again, but I haven't got anything else to add to what's going on. Let's see, the only other thing I can say, I'd gone to Costco earlier this week, and I'd read reviews in the last month that they had French fries, frozen French fries, available to purchase at Costco. And I've never been able to find them there. I've always looked for them. And this last week, they were there, and I ended up getting a bag of French fries. And there is Richard. I see him now. We see you, Richard. You're looking good. Let's go to Richard if he's available. So far we got a good picture on Richard. That's about it at this point. Let's open up mic and see if I get any audio. There, if you open up your audio, you'll get sound from Richard. Good. So anyway, it was promising that he went to the effort of finding a on-air video link and was able to join in. So that was pretty good. Well, again, this is Dave, KD7ZYM. As I was saying, they had the French fries, and I was impressed. I got them and I put them in my air fryer, and they were nummy. And so, if you're looking for French fries to put in an air fryer, you can get them now at Costco. Anyway, they were at the Costco that I was at 200th and Aurora. So that was after seeing reviews that they were supposed to be real good for about 2 months. I could never. It's always interesting with Costco. You read reviews, and a lot of times you can't find the stuff that they want. And then I noticed, and when I was at Costco, they had moved a bunch of products in the freezers around to different areas in the store. So, I don't know, they seem to play musical chairs with their product in the store. And I guess that's to get people to search around to explore the store for other bargains and what's going on. Oh, there's Richard back again. Let's open up the audio for him.
K9PQ, let me see if I've got it here. Did try to get Richard on the air. I heard him briefly, and then he disappeared again. So we almost got there. I wasn't quite ready to try and mic him up, so maybe we'll get him back. But anyway, I'll send it back to you, Dave, K9PQ.
Again, I'll open up my audio.
Yeah, hi guys. It took me about 6 times to figure out my situation here with, well, being all hooked up, so to speak. It's great to see you guys. Everything seems to be going real good. I feel kind of like a guinea pig, but that's to be expected. So, K7ITX back to net control.
K9PQ.
This is Dave, KD7ZYM. I muted the audio again, where we still have the picture of Richard. I'll open up audio for Richard in case he wants to say something. That's the audio with the video.
Or Richard?
That's okay. My voice will fail on me. I wish I could hear better, but it looks like you're doing third party for whatever reason. And that's fine. If you can do that, great. Otherwise, I'll watch for a little bit and see how it goes.
Thanks. I'll leave my mic on so you can hear.
Thank you, Richard. That was nice to have you check into the net. We really appreciate that. Under the circumstances, it's fantastic to see you this soon after major surgery. And we wish you well, and our thoughts and prayers are for a speedy recovery for you. We're looking forward to you coming back here to this cooler weather than what you're having down there. Anyway, again, wishing you well. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Let's go back up to Jessica, KF7UHK. We'll start the rotation there.
UHK, yeah, no, it's good to hear Richard on the mend, and you know, modern medicine is still just amazingly modern compared to the old days. So it's really good to hear Richard, and I can't wait to have him back here in our rainy weather to enjoy it with us. And Bob, can I PQ? What a great video conferencing system there. It took me a few minutes to get it going because my cat was leaning on the keyboard. I didn't realize it, and it wasn't responding to me until I moved her off the keyboard, and then it popped right up, and as soon as I put my name in, bam, I was on. So fast system, really good. I haven't figured out how to put a background on there yet, but I will eventually. If there's one to do it, I will be able to eventually. Let's see. So for dinner tonight, we're gonna have some from Fred Meyer's some beef skewers with onions on it. We're gonna throw those in. I'm gonna throw them into the broiler, make some rice to go with it, and that's what our dinner is gonna be tonight. So it should be really good. It looks really good. It should be really good. So we'll see. Other than that, I don't have anything right now. I'm gonna pass it back to this KF7 UHK.
UHK, well, thanks for that. Let's go to Bob again, K9PQ.
Okay, well, I think Richard's getting audio now. I have turned up my radio and left my microphone on, so I think he should be getting our audio now. Let's see, what else did I have? Oh yeah, oatmeal. I think I've mentioned a few times I grew up on oatmeal and kind of lost any interest in eating more oatmeal, but I know there's really good quality oatmeal out there, and I might look for especially, hey, Bob's Red Mill. How can I resist at least trying that? So I guess I'd better try that one. Oops, I didn't put myself on the video here. There we go. Let's see, what else? What else did I have? Yeah, just the whole idea of harder to find things. I think, online shopping, especially Amazon, is partly to blame for that. All of the stores are struggling a bit, and I think that's why they're, a lot are closing and consolidating and all that. But Yeah, I mean, so far it's been working well for me between Costco and the grocery store and drugstore. That pretty much takes care of my needs. Specialty stuff I'll go to Amazon for. And I have not, as much as I am a bit of a kitchen gimmick kind of guy, I've never bought an air fryer, at least not yet. So I didn't know. I'm curious, Dave, if these French fries, are they specially made just for the air fryer, or are they just regular frozen French fries and air fryer like works really well on them? I'm curious about that. Okay, well, I'll just float it out there. I'm okay quitting early tonight. I'm kind of running out of things to talk about, but I will certainly stick around as long as you guys want. So I'll send it back, K9PQ.
PQ, well, we can try Richard again, K7ITX.
Richard? Oh, hang on.
Hey,
There we go. Now I got you.
okay, well, yeah, it's fantastic to see you guys. I understand, I've got some mail, and I'm looking forward to looking at that. I've moved up in life on the 7th floor, and real nice view tonight. I was able to see the Mariners win the game, and oh my God, I'm just glad I'm getting this taken care of now. I've got 2 chest tubes and 3 IVs hooked up to me, and plus a feeding tube through my nose. And the feeding tube through the nose has been a crazy experience. And then yesterday, being under total anesthesia, just so they could rinse up. But for whatever reason, I'm making progress. My wife and son, Debbie and Alex, were just here. They've left now, and they've helped me go for a walk in the hallway. But I mean, I tell you, I have a doctor for every organ in my body. It just blows my mind. I just can't describe. Oh, the good news is my kidney doctor said I don't need him anymore. So I guess that's always a good sign. You don't need your kidney doctor. He tells you that. But I got to get rid of these other tubes. And, I have special breathing devices. I'm doing a lot of special breathing and special machines and stuff. But I'm looking forward to the day when I can walk around without connected to a backpack to go to the grocery store that's got a air pump on it, or just in the house being restricted to 50 feet from an oxygen concentrator, pretty much at all. So that's the good news. My oxygen level is like a regular person, anywhere from 97% to 100%. So I'm really happy with that more than anything. And now it's just a matter of getting healed up and avoid rejection. So, and then even in rejection, I know someone that had lung transplant like me 8 years ago, and he's been in chronic rejection for 4 years. So just because you get into rejection, that's not the end of the world either. You still have the freedom to walk around and be unrestricted. So anyway, that's all I have. If this is the last round, great, 73, and I'm glad I finally made it. K7ITX, back to net control.
K9PQ.
For the third-party ID. And let's go on to Jim, N7QO. N7QO.
N7QO. Thank you, Dave. Well, Dick, it's great to see you. Moving up, 7th floor, that's encouraging. You're looking good. We're looking forward to having you back in our neck of the woods. I feel for you, buddy. I hate needles. And I hate needles. And feeding tube, oh my goodness. I really feel for you, guy. I'll tell you what, I think I would experience PTSD if I could not have pizza for a week. It's, man. But you look good. I don't know. Hang in there, guy. We're praying for you. We're pulling for you. It's good. Let's see, Dave, you were saying something about French fries from Costco. Man, the thing with Costco, particularly if like all of us, we're empty nesters and don't have a need for a lot of food. Or the Costco French fries in like a 25-pound sack or something. That's yep. Well, what my wife and I do, she likes her French fries a little bit more crisp, so she'll take them and just put them on a cookie sheet and stick it in the oven and let them sit there and crisp up. And it probably uses a little bit more electricity cooking it in the oven, but it comes out with a really good texture that my wife likes. So that makes it good. Just a thought. And let's see, what else? I see that Jessica has a picture up there of the eclipse. But it looks like the diamond there is, okay, don't tell my wife, but it looks bigger than the diamond that I got for her. I might be shamed into buying her something new for our 50th anniversary here. Oh well. Let's see, what else can I say? Yeah, Dick, people were talking about the weather here and there. Some parts of the country have had some kind of miserable weather, lots of rain, lots of flooding. We know Phoenix is hot. And here we've had some weather move through the area today, here in between Kent and Covington. I had 3 separate instances where thunderstorms passed by my house today. And I mean, you could hear the thunder. It wasn't like booming like when I when I lived in the Midwest, but it was definitely thunderstorms moving through here. Had a couple periods of moderate rain. When I got up this morning, it was pretty dreary. Had a sunbreak around 10 a.m. and then three sets of thunderstorms moved through. Right now it's dry out here. I'm showing 54 degrees. It feels maybe a little bit more cool than that though. kind of a cool breeze, I think, because of the rain that passed through. But I don't know. Situation's normal here. Nothing unusual to report otherwise from the homeland. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
Get an ID here again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. And again, it's great to see Richard. Boy, great picture coming through. It's amazing in modern technology that we can get all together with this. It's see and tell. Boy, that's pretty good. And for the French fries that I got at Costco, come in a 5-pound bag, naturally, but the directions were 450 degrees in an oven for 18 to 20 minutes, and I did 20 minutes, and the package said these were extra crispy, and they were, and I was very pleased with them. So you can do them in an oven as well as an air fryer, because I used an air fryer, which is sort of the one I have is like a miniature oven, rather than the little tiny ones that you have the little area that's about the size of a pint bottle that you put stuff into. So the air fryer, the one I have is the miniature oven variety of it, and then it circulates with fans, hot air all through it's the size of a microwave, I would say, for sizes. And I've had that now for about 2 years, and it seems to work pretty good for things that I want to do that I don't want to get into an oven on my range to utilize. So that's about it. This is Dave, KD7CYM, and I don't know if we got Jessica still with her, or if she's talking about leaving at the mid-range. Let's try Jessica, KF7UHK.
And that picture actually was that eclipse series from 2017 with that just beautiful diamond ring. This year that we saw it down in Mexico, we didn't have a diamond ring, and I still haven't figured out why. I don't know if it's because we were too on center to get that diamond ring, or if it just didn't show up. Because every other picture I've seen looks like the pictures we got, and I couldn't find one of those ones from this year that Sylvia took, and she got a bunch of them of this year's. But there was no diamond ring that we saw this year. And of all the pictures they published out there in the world, I didn't see a diamond ring on any of them. It was a very nice corona, but we didn't see the diamond ring. Don't know why. I'd like to ask a scientist about that. If it just doesn't always show up, I'm not sure. Yeah, no, it's really good to hear Richard. See Richard looked good. I think I'd be making jokes about what I'm tasting now in that food tube. It's like, oh, I think I just had some green jello come through. I would be making jokes about that just because it's the way to make people laugh when you're in dire straits like that, and when you can't do much other than have fun with it if you can. Sometimes when people put dollar bills into our dollar bill acceptor on our buses, the machine won't take it because they're too crinkled up or too dirty or something. And I always give people 3 chances to try, and if it doesn't work, I just hand them their dollar and say, you won a free ride today, so keep that dollar. It might be a good luck charm. I'm going to take off out of here. So it was, once again, really good to see you guys. And that's right, I want to remind you all that Bob K9PQ and myself's birthday is coming up just around the corner. You don't have to send a card, you don't have to send money, and you don't have to send us a gift. But I just want to tell you, it's coming. Right, Bob? I just want to say that, because we're both born on the same day, along with Kevin Bacon. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, as I like to say it. So we'll see you next time. This is Jessica, saying 73 KF7 UHK.
7 UHK, thanks for that. Remember, everybody, send those wrinkled dollar bills to Bob and Jessica. And let's move on down to Bob, K9PQ.
Well, I just have that we were not just born on the same day of the year. The three of us, me, Jessica, and of course Kevin Bacon, were born on the exact same day. So we're all the same age to the day. And yeah, happy early birthday to you, Jessica. It reminds me of my sister Marion when she was in Germany. She was there with, she had been there before with my parents, but she married a German and moved to Germany for a while, and she had a young child, and she was with a mother's group, and they always celebrated birthdays, and the way they did it is you bring in the stuff yourself for your own birthday. So everybody brings in whatever they want for their birthday and shares it. Well, Marion brought hers in a couple days early because it was going to be like just a day or two later, and they were all giving her these weird looks, and she just couldn't understand what was going on. She finally asked somebody, and the thing is, in Germany, it's considered bad luck to celebrate your birthday before your birthday. So they all were kind of freaked out that she did that. Okay, well, I'll stay here as long as you guys want. Otherwise, I'll say 73 and send it back. K9PQ.
PQ. Well, let's try a third-party communications again with Richard, K7ITX.
Ready to go, Richard.
Okay, am I good?
Yep.
All right, well, yeah, no, I'll say 73. And I haven't experienced the heat wave that we have going here. 111 today. So that's the benchmark in Phoenix, is anything over 110. 110 and above is what they remember at all times. Anything less than that, 100 is nothing. Just absolutely nothing. But 110, they are running from the car to the office, running from the car to the restaurant, and heaven forbid if you're in a parking garage. You can imagine. I can't even, and I guess the wind was 17 miles an hour, 111 degrees. So I don't, in a way, that's the nice thing about being inside on the top floor with a nice view, beautiful view. Okay, well, 73, and from here on out, if you guys are still around, I'll just be monitoring. K7ITX, back to net control.
Great to hear from you, Richard. K9PQ.
Thanks with that. Let's move on down to Jim, N7QO in Covington.
N7QO. Thank you, Dave. Well, and take care, Jessica. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. Well, same day, Jessica, Bob, and Mr. Bacon. Yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks for mentioning that. Or I don't. Maybe it was Jessica who mentioned that. Anyway, that's kind of cool. Well, Dick, 111 degrees, 17-mile-an-hour wind. I'll tell you what, being in a parking garage like that or something, that kind of what Dave said, that would make me feel like I'm in an air fryer. That's really, wow. I do remember one time I was in Phoenix on the airplane, and I don't remember where I was going, but it was too hot to take off by like 1 degree. I don't remember what the limitation was, if the numbers only go to 110 or 115 or maybe 120, but it's like 1 degree over the limit, and had to wait for the temperature to come down. And sometimes the air traffic controllers are a little bit helpful, let us say. Like different aircraft have different crosswind limitations, for example, and the temperatures. It's like you can, and for that matter, sometimes visibility for takeoff or landing. So you tell the controller, well, I can't take off now, and then you tell them, well, I gotta wait for whatever, for the wind to come down to this, or for the temperature to come down to this, and sometimes it's amazing. After a couple minutes, oh, guess what? You got what you need. See ya. But I don't know. Yeah, we were thinking about moving to Phoenix, but I don't know if that's going to happen now. Hearing about the bugs and the temperature, and I know now that Arizona is going to be having more problems with water. I don't know. There are advantages to staying here, even though they just keep raising the taxes, and even though it's just, oh my God, expensive out here. But what's really good for us is we're like 5 minutes from everything. 5 minutes from doctors, hospitals, post office, all the shopping that we need. So we'll see what happens. I know Lee every now and then is talking about Port Angeles. I can't say we've ruled anything out, but we have yet to make a decision. But I don't know. My wife would probably leave me if she had the sensation that we were living in an air fryer. So, oh well. Thanks for mentioning that, Dick. That really gave me another little tidbit of information to consider in where we might like to spend the remainder of our lives here. If we'd like to spend them together, let me put it that way. So, okay. Anyway, hope Debbie and Mika and Pippa are doing fine as well. Give them the best from all of us. Good to see you, Dick. Back to you, Dave, N7QO.
N7QO, thanks for that. Boy, weather in Arizona, yes. They have a great turnover of people in the Phoenix area. People come in and pick up a job in end of November, beginning of December, and say, wow, this weather is fantastic for the winter months. And then you sort of slide by to April, then the heat's on. It's kind of like people coming here in my industry. They come from out of the state, and they make it through a winter here in Seattle with the rain and the cold weather, and their spouses say, we're out of here. We can't take the Seattle weather anymore. So I guess it's all arbitrary where you're from and what's happening. And for Richard, boy, 7th floor. Well, you're closer to the maker, but then again, it's hotter than hell, and I don't get the relationship between heaven and hell. So anyway, I wish you well, and it'll be not too long till you can get some real food into you and be able to taste things again. I'm sure you're looking forward to that. Being fed up through a tube in your nose is not the greatest of tasty meals, you might say. Hospital food, it's worse. So anyway, wish you well, take care. And we got time, I think, for another round to go around. Let's try Bob, K9PQ.
Hey, well, let's see. Thunderstorms. Yeah, I did not get any thunderstorms today. We got a lot of rain, but no thunderstorms, and not much wind. We've had pretty high winds for a few days before today, but not much at all today. But you did remind me of a few thunderstorms from the Midwest, Jim. One in particular I can think of where the only time in my life where I actually had to stop the car, pull over off the freeway and stop the car because it was raining so hard that with my windshield wipers on high, I still could not see anything in front of me. And I just had to wait for the rainstorm to go by and then be on my way again. It didn't take long. It usually doesn't take long in the Midwest. It's just a passing storm, but it was just the most rain I've ever seen dumped on me in my life. It was just amazing. So I guess that's what I've got for this round. Thanks for the info on the French fries. I do have a like a toaster oven that has a convection setting that I haven't really gotten used to it, so I don't use it too much, but I might start. It sounds like that might be a nice way to make things more crispy. All right, then, I will send it back. K9PQ.
PQ, let's try Wade. No, Wade's gone. Let's go to Jim, N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, Dave, talking about weather and input from spouses, that kind of made me think of something. For part of my career, I was based in Minneapolis, and a friend of mine was thinking about moving his family to Minneapolis, and so and it was pretty nice actually at the time, weather-wise, but okay, they do have a joke. What do they do during the summer in Minneapolis? And the joke is, well, they have a barbecue if summer falls on a weekend. But it's really not that bad. But Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes, and so my friend had his wife up there for a few days, staying with him, and afterwards they went outside by the swimming pool, and as soon as the sun began to go down, his wife got swarmed by not 10,000 but maybe like 10 million mosquitoes, and she said, "We're out of here." So my friend did not move his family to Minneapolis. Oh well, that just, it's funny mentioning what makes me think of this and that. Just a bit of humor there, with unfortunately a bitter taste of reality. Back to you, Dave, N7QO.
7QO, thanks for that. Well, let's see. I guess we'll pull a net at this point and say goodbye to everybody. It was a wonderful time seeing Richard. It was great to have Richard's voice and being able to communicate through this medium, and it was a wonderful net that we had. So, on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, I'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR's repeater 147.08 for voice transmissions. And again, on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, this is Dave terminating the net at 8:59. Good evening all.